about President Trump's first 100 days. Just curious, what's your assessment about how it's going?
Horrible. I mean, the ratings are showing. I mean,
yeah.
I think Gout has a higher approval rating. Gout's very popular.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? Like he could do to maybe make things better?
Resign?
Yeah. Trump, he's like the emperor from Star Wars. He's old, he's evil, and he keeps coming back with no reasonable explanation whatsoever.
Trump didn't just stumble through his presidency. He turned it into an open-mic comedy set that nobody asked for. Wanda Sykes and Jimmy Kimmel roast him as the blooper reel of American politics. A man so desperate for validation, he literally applauds himself. From casinos that collapsed to toilets dipped in gold, from lies stacked higher than Trump Tower to tantrums over crowd sizes, he's living proof that every punchline has a face. Not the legend he thinks he is, but the running gag history won't ever stop laughing at.
According to a new tell-all book, back in 2019, Trump told his chief of staff, and I quote, "Hitler did a lot of good things." Now, to be fair, we don't know which Hitler Trump was talking about. Could have been Steve Hitler. Guillermo, was there a Steve Hitler?
I don't think so.
PAC, if you're not familiar, is basically what would happen if Judge Jeanine Pirro headlined the Fire Festival. It's a lot of very angry white people. It is the largest gathering of people who believe vaccines are witchcraft in the world. And for 2 hours and 2 minutes, Donald Trump gave what I believe we may look back on as his I Have a Dream speech. This was his longest speech since taking office. He went on and on. You could have left this speech, watched 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, come back, and he would still have been going. And to kick things off, Trump went to one of his signature moves to start it. And I know there's a lot of competition, but I think this might be the dumbest thing he does. Who does that? Donald Trump shows more affection to flags than Eric and Don Jr. have ever gotten in their.
For Wanda Sykes and Jimmy Kimmel, Trump in the White House was like handing a Ferrari to a toddler and then acting surprised when it ends up in the neighbor's pool. They don't even have to write new jokes. Trump is the roast that roasts itself. He's the only guy who can stare at a teleprompter, repeat words written by 3 staffers, and still sound like he's losing a second-grade spelling bee. Every speech plays like a hostage tape, only this time the hostage is the English language, begging for release.
It's like our country's being run by the maniac from Saw. You know, if you pull all the Palestinians out of Palestine, who would then live there?
I envision the world, people living there, the world's people.
This plan to develop and repopulate Gaza, it's never gonna happen. The leaders of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, Turkey, France, Germany, Spain, the UK have all forcefully rejected it. The only thing the United Nations and the Taliban have in common is they both think this is a terrible idea.
To Wanda Sykes, Trump treats the presidency like a badly run HOA meeting. He barges in with his cartoon hair, complains about everyone else, then promises solutions he never delivers. He's been bragging about infrastructure week since the Ice Age, yet the only things he's managed to build are resentment and a mountain of fast food wrappers. If America wanted a motivational speaker for professional quitters, Trump would already be the keynote.
I know, but at least he was a little smarter this time, just a little, because the first term he surrounded himself by somewhat competent people, right?
Yeah.
But then they all realized that he was an idiot and they quit.
Yeah.
This time he's like, I want all dummies, all just give me the most incompetent, just put them all around me, and they makes him look smart. It makes him look.
Jimmy Kimmel says Trump acts like facts are optional and honesty is a negotiable contract. It's as if the man was born allergic to reality. This is the only president who looks at a national crisis and thinks, how do I turn this into merch? Maybe squeeze in a golf game too. The planet could literally be on fire, and Trump would still pop up to remind everyone that no one in history has ever been more respected by firefighters, except, of course, the firefighters who openly despise him.
The president kept the crowd very warm at CPAC over the weekend. CPAC, if you're not familiar, is basically what would happen if Judge Jeanine Pirro headlined the Fire Festival. It's a lot of very angry white people. It is the largest gathering of people who believe vaccines are witchcraft in the world. And for 2 hours and 2 minutes, Donald Trump gave what I believe we may look back on as his I Have a Dream speech. This was his longest speech since taking office. He went on and on. You could have left this speech, watched 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, come back.
The jokes practically write themselves the second Trump waddles into a room. He moves like a confused parade float, orange face glowing, chest puffed, body swaying like a shopping cart with a broken wheel. Wanda Sykes once nailed it, comparing him to an overinflated air mattress. One wrong move and the whole thing collapses. He doesn't walk, he waddles, like a penguin with secrets. Yet somehow, he believes this awkward strut screams dominance when it's pure mall cop cosplay.
I mean, I have to say, white people, y'all really should be embarrassed by this. You really should be. Y'all really need to do something, seriously, because this is embarrassing. See, and I know you say, well, Wanda, why?
What makes him a comedian's dream is that he takes himself dead seriously. Trump thinks he's a cocktail of Winston Churchill and George Washington, but he's closer to a mall Santa who refused to clock out. Jimmy Kimmel loves pointing out he's the only man who can stand under a portrait of Lincoln and somehow make Lincoln look embarrassed. Honest Abe freed the slaves. Trump freed America from the assumption presidents should be literate. Wanda never misses his obsession with applause either. This is a man so needy, he probably claps for himself in the bathroom mirror. He'll stroll into a room full of world leaders and skip policy to brag about his TV ratings. Imagine being President of the United States and your biggest legacy is hosting a reality show that tanked because nobody wanted to watch you fire Meat Loaf and Gary Busey. That's not leadership, it's unpaid babysitting at the world's most chaotic family reunion.
And Trump flew to Rome to pay his respects and also to see if he could get a deal on the Pope Mobile to drive around his golf course. For whatever reason, even though the Vatican dress code specifically recommended a dark suit for the service, Trump showed up in his bluest blue suit, something from the Cedric the Entertainer funeral collection. You know, Fox News, you may remember, had a collective aneurysm when President Obama wore a tan suit to a press briefing. Man, oh man, if Obama wore in a blue suit to the Pope's funeral, Sean Hannity's head would explode inside.
Jimmy Kimmel nails it best. Trump lies the way normal people breathe. He'll lie about the size of a crowd, the weather, his height, his weight, and probably even lunch. Though, to be fair, lunch is always a Big Mac, so that one's easy to verify. This is the man who once declared himself in the best physical shape of any president. If by shape he meant melted candle, then yes, absolutely. Wanda Sykes skewers his appearance too. The hair looks less like a style and more like an unsolved crime. It's not blonde, it's not orange, it's something. Like a cotton candy machine malfunctioned on his scalp. And the spray tan. He's basically a walking pumpkin accident. Hug him, and your shirt comes out looking like a Home Depot paint swatch. Nobody in history has managed to look both sweaty and dusty at the same time, but Trump makes it his brand.
Wanda, will you watch tomorrow? Are you interested in this? Because I know.
Absolutely.
Oh, you will? Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be watching tomorrow. I so wanted him to show up. Please.
He might. He might. After what happened today, he may appoint himself his own attorney. I would not be surprised if he comes out in his golf shorts or something like that tomorrow.
I just need to get eyes on him. I just want to know what he's up to.
The comedy cuts darker when you realize how much Trump feeds on chaos. Division is his oxygen. He stirs the pot, then kicks back like he's watching the reunion episode of Real Housewives. His life has been one long audition tape. He wanted to be rich, respected, adored. Instead he's rich, indicted, and endlessly mocked. His lawyers quit faster than fast food hires. And Kimmel loves hammering his obsession with crowd sizes. No president in history ever held a press conference just to argue head count at an inauguration. Washington didn't care. Lincoln didn't care. Obama didn't care. But Trump treats attendance like a teenage gamer treats high scores. His fragile ego lives and dies by the numbers. That's not statesmanship. That's scoreboard addiction dressed up as leadership.
That he was the only person not wearing a dark suit did not go unnoticed, so the White House press secretary pushed back She said the president looked great and presidential alongside our stunning First Lady, who was, as usual, dressed perfectly for the occasion. And she's right about Melania. I don't know about stunning, but she definitely looks stunned. Show them together, because this is the happiest I've ever seen these two together. It's like they're on their honeymoon.
Wanda Sykes tears into Trump's hypocrisy. He spent decades calling himself a genius, yet his greatest achievement is hawking cheap ties made in China. He even managed to bankrupt casinos. Casinos. That's like running out of money selling lemonade during a heat wave. People literally walk in wanting to lose cash, and he still found a way to tank it. It takes a rare kind of failure to make slot machines unprofitable. Wanda also never misses his Twitter addiction. The man has tweeted more in a week than most people write in a lifetime. Every all-caps rant reads like your drunk uncle just discovered Wi-Fi, claim victory, blame enemies, misspell 3 words, and toss in exclamation points like parade confetti. He calls it statesmanship. In reality, it's just digital graffiti.
Because I'm worried. He's been too quiet, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, is he somewhere, like, having, like, plastic surgery? You know, like, getting his face redone? Like, trying to change his identity? You know, and then come back and start some more stuff, you know? I'm just worried, you know?
What kind of face are you worried he might get?
This Trump, man, you don't know. He'll probably do something like, you know, like a mix of like Tom Brady and Ted Nugent. You don't know. You don't know.
I think he just described Ivanka.
Wanda Sykes says Trump's speeches play like an unintentional comedy show. He'll start on one subject, lose his place, repeat himself 3 times, then veer off into how everybody loves him. It's like listening to a GPS with water damage. Nobody knows where he's going. His rallies are packed, but mostly with people waiting to see if he'll ever say something coherent. Spoiler, he doesn't. His bragging about wealth doesn't impress Wanda either. He's a billionaire, the same way kids are astronauts on Halloween. And his golden toilet flex? Please. If your proudest moment is peeing into precious metals, you're not classy, you're just weird. Jimmy Kimmel piles on by mocking his family stage props. Trump parades his kids like trophies, but they all look like they were designed in a lab where empathy wasn't part of the experiment.